Yes, let's go. I am so excited to share this with you. This is Frostpunk, and I absolutely love this game. It's so funny. I was thinking, is this something that I'd like to record and share? And about the same time that I was thinking that, I got a comment and the person said, "Hey Leonard, do you know about Frostpunk? Do you play Frostpunk?" And I'm thinking, "Okay, yeah, that's a sign that I need to get this out and share it." What this is, um, yeah, it's a city builder, but it's a survival game. And the thing about it is that makes it so difficult is the city that you're building is in a constant winter in which your temperatures can plummet incredibly, and you have to manage resources. You have to make choices. Some of those choices are difficult choices, but you have to make choices on how to survive. You've got to explore the area outside of the city for survivors. You've got to look for resources and other items. So it's a lot of fun. It can be absolutely brutal, to say the least. Um, but it's a lot of fun. So here's what I'm thinking. I want to play, but I also want to offer tips and assistance and strategy. If you have never played and you want to get into Frostpunk, or maybe you've played it and you've had some difficulties and some challenges. So I think what I want to do is let's start easy. And the reason why I want to do that is now instead of having to devote uh, all of my attention on the game, I can play the game, but I can also offer commentary, not a lot of editing, not speeding up time. So if you're wanting to watch, so if you want to watch, um, great. If you want to watch and learn because you want to play, wonderful. And then what I think I want to do is I want to get to a certain point, some accomplishments, some achievements, and then go back and start a I think that's what I want to do, but um I'll take your comments as well if you say, "Hey, just keep going with this one." But so we have to start a new home. We have fled from London. There's only a handful of us that have managed to reach the site of this generator. The generator is frozen solid and abandoned. So, whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world as we know it has crumbled. So, it's really about we have to survive. Fight the cold. We need to get the generator working. It provides heat and power to other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze to death. So let's stockpile some coal and start the generator. That's our first objective. First thing I want to do is pause. So let's look around. So this is our generator. It's not on. This is our stockpile. And this is indicated up here as well. Coal, wood, steel, steam cores. We'll deal with that a little bit later on, but really we need to get coal, wood. Those are the two biggies. Steel is going to come into play a little bit later on, but we need wood, coal. These are our time controls, work time, time of day. It is -4. Click on that and you'll see the only thing that's giving off heat are the 80 people. And let's click on it again. So this color, anything in this color that's comfortable. And you'll see when we start putting up buildings, comfortable, livable, chilly, cold, very cold, freezing. This is where you start to run into some problems with your people. We have raw food. We need to convert it into food rations. That's something that we'll work on. We're in day 1. Really important. The temperature will drop significantly on this day here. So we always have to keep an eye as we approach that day. Fight the cold. We've got some objectives. Stockpile some coal. Turn the generator on. Right here we have 80 homeless people. Tools. So there are things that we can construct for the people. Things to construct for health. Construct for food. Resources. And tech. The tech is going to be important. It's going to allow us to do some research that's going to help with quality of life. Build roads, and then dismantle streets or dismantle buildings. Book of Laws. This is the genius part of this game. There are laws that you can enact. And those laws may be popular. They may not be popular. And it's kind of a domino effect as you start enacting laws. So we're going to do that in just a moment. Here's our economy. Shows information on coal and the wood, steel, food, our health, and housing. We have 80 people. They're all unemployed right now. We have 50 workers, 15 engineers, and 15 children. In the middle here, this is critical. You have to keep an eye on the discontent and the hope. You want to make sure that your people are maintaining, or their hope is going up. But you want to be careful about the discontent. If and when you get to the point where discontent gets to 100, your people are going to no longer see you as a effective leader, and you can be exiled from the group or worse. So that's really what it's about, is keeping people alive and keeping them hopeful. Around the area we've got coal, iron, so you see frozen trees. All right, so now before we hit play, first thing I want to do, let's come to our Book of Laws. And let's start this process of setting some laws. If you were to watch me play, there's a really good chance that I would enact the child labor law. Put children to work. They're safe jobs, but you're still putting children to work. I'm going to go in a different direction, and I'll show you that shortly. But the first thing that I want to do is I want emergency shift. Emergency shift is going to unlock an extended shift. So I'm going to sign this law, but I'm not going to use new law introduced, the work shift. So now that we have signed that law, you see how now extended shift, can't click it yet because we're in a cooldown period, but extended shift is now unlocked for us. That's going to be the one that's going to be more important than emergency shift, but it's good to have it just in case. All right, so we have enacted a law. We need more resources. I am not going to turn on the generator just yet. For the first couple of days, I'm only going to turn on the generator at night. That's one way to conserve your resources. So we've got 65 people. Let's do this. So there's wood, coal, and steel. Wood, let's put 15 people, 15 workers on wood. Let's put another 15, so we have 30 people on wood. Let's put 15 people on this coal pile. Let's put the other 5, and then 10 engineers. And then for this steel wreckage, the remaining 5 engineers. I'm pressing Alt, so we've got 15, 15, so 30 people on wood, 30 people on coal, 5 people on steel, and I always like to keep track of where my engineers are because I'm going to be moving them at some point. So we've got that, we've got our book, we've got our law signed, so let's get started. You see our discontent go up just a bit. I hope these shifts are only used for real emergencies. 24 hours on the job. Insane, but that's our lot. Well, I'm not going to actually have you work 24 hours. At least I don't think so. Look at them trudging through the snow. But this is going to be fun. I am used to putting all 80 people to work initially, which is a good idea for the early game. But I notice as you get well into the mid and late game, the approach that I'm going to take this time, conserving my children, is it's going to work a little bit better for me. And that's the thing, when you think about these book of laws while they're working, there isn't really a right or wrong choice. And I would love, if you play this, I would love to hear how do you approach your laws? How do you approach your technology? How do you approach gathering? Another thing that some players may do is a gathering post immediately. A gathering post allows you to collect more with fewer people. A lot of people do that on the first day. My gathering post is not going to take place until days 2 or day 3. Even before they actually reach the pile, our resources start going up. So our coal supply is going up, our wood is going up, and our steel is going up. You can see the countdown. the cooldown on our law that we passed. Another thing to keep in mind, you're going to see the objectives here. You don't always want to do the objectives as soon as they show up. The way I look at this, I'm starting out with 80 people. I got to keep these 80 people alive. I've got to focus on resources, heat, shelter. Before I start, I know a lot of people, the first thing that they would put down would be a workshop to do research. We're going to do a workshop, but I just want to make sure that I'm taking care of my people. This is the approach that I want to take. But that's what I love about this is there are so many different approaches. There are so many different philosophies about how to do this. Nice. Day one is over. Let's pause. So we've got this no roof over our heads. So they're asking us about housing, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this. This is a promise to provide shelter for everyone. And that's going to help our hope because we're going to fulfill that promise. So we're paused. So during the day, I want them working on resources. During the night, I want them building. So let's go to people. So this is a tent. 10 wood, so we've got enough wood. It's going to house 10 people, so I need 8 of these. A base heating level of 1. So if the structure's heating level is low, what I want to do is I want to put these tents close to the generator. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that I don't forget, let's go ahead and turn on the generator when we unpause. Nobody is sick yet. I know from experience I need a medical post. The medical post, let's click on it again. It has a base heating level of 1. So you really want your things that have a low heating level close to the generator. Things that do a better job of from a heat level, you can place out away from the generator. Let's see, is that all that I need? Yeah, I think that's fine. What should happen is in the first night, we should get 3 to 5 people sick. Our generator is on. So, secure food, secure a raw food supply, build a hunter's hut. We're going to do that, but I'm not going to do that as quickly as they want us to do that. So as you can see, they're already in the process of building tents. And as they accomplish, each time there's a tent built, the wisdom of the crowd. When facing demands, remember this. People usually look for the quickest solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything they ask for. If you fix the problem your way, it's fine. A little bit of advice. All right, so let's get these tents finished. A tent is finished, and we just dropped down to 70 homeless, 60 homeless, 50. While they're doing that, I just want to kind of get an idea of I also want to build a road. I think I want my road to come out here. We only have 2 more tents to be completed and the medical post. Nobody is sick yet, but I don't think that's going to last. Let's pause. So on our steel, this way I can keep track of where everybody is. I'm going to go ahead and let's take off 2 engineers. And let's put the two engineers there. I hear coughing. Shelter promise fulfilled. Everyone feels relieved with a roof, even a flapping one, over their head. Hope rises. You see our hope go up? It actually went up a nice amount. We got somebody sick. See that? We have 1 citizen in treatment. If we can get through the first night with just 1 sick person, that's a victory. We can introduce a new law. So now that we have signed emergency shift, extended shift is there. We don't need it right now. What I want to do, I want to come over to child shelters, and I want to sign the law for child shelters. So this will allow us, we're going to have a new building. It's a shelter to put the children. It's going to give a nice rise to hope, and it's going to unlock.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
Kids could do something useful during their time in the shelters. Exactly. Exactly. I love the graphics. I love the graphics of this game. See the sun? We can keep going like this for a while. So to conserve, I'm going to turn off the generator. So now everybody is going to go back out and start collecting resources. While they are doing that, we are now in day 2. Again, I'm trying to make preparations for this big temperature drop here. So let's let them go out and do that. We need to start working on technology. We need to start working on food. We need to start continuing with these quality of life. So let's go to food.
Get to work. Move.
Now there's the hunter's hut
There's plenty to do.
and there's the cookhouse. Well, we've got plenty of raw food, so the cookhouse is the more important item, in my opinion. Look at the base heating level 1. Very low, so I want it close. And I'm going to pause. I don't want them constructing it. I want construction to take place at night. The other thing that I want is, I know we don't have a lot of sick yet, but I want another medical post. Pause. Okay. And then we've got to start working on technology. So the workshop is where the research, the technology research takes place. Let me click on it again. It has a base heating level of 2. So I can place it a bit further out. You see these 3 items here? Resources, gathering post. So everything within that circle can be gathered by the gathering post. Let's extend the road. Pause. All right, is everything paused? Pause. The heating is off. The generator is down. I know. Everything will be okay. Let's click on the temperature here. So everything is in a livable range. This is a great way to conserve our coal. Did I not put that directly on the street? We still have one person sick. Wood crate depleted. Oh, that's the coal. Yeah, there. So let's divert them over to there. You always want your people to be doing something. Even before they made it over there, you notice how we're collecting.
Night is coming.
Night is
Put down
coming.
your tools.
Put down your tools. Okay. Turn that back on. Unpause. Start constructing. We had already built the road, so that made it convenient. So we had 30 people, 15 there, 15 there. When this is finished, 10 people will do the work of not only these 30, but they'll also collect, so everything in that radius, the steel as well as the wood, and then that way we can divert some people off to do something else. For example, that cookhouse. Great. It's finished. These are some things that we can, so we can research things from a heating standpoint, exploration, resources, food, health, and shelter. And I'm going to go in a slightly different direction than what you may have seen other people. So these engineers, max that out. And where are my other engineers? Okay. So maximum number of engineers there. Let's take none, and then we'll put 10 people there. Have some people cooking. And then my remaining people there, let's do that. I think, am I missing anything? I don't think so. Still just one person sick. But we've got the capability to house 2 people sick. All right, so while we're waiting for the sun to come up, when we finish building that workshop, we got a new icon, technology. So let's look at this. Let's talk about this. So I know it's important to create a beacon. I know it's important to get scouts out. I really want to take care of my 80 people that I have before I send scouts out to bring back more people. So heat to me, and then food is going to be, so I'm going to do heaters. And I know it's popular to put down 2 workshops initially. The first workshop is going to work at 100% efficiency. The second workshop, the bonus will be a 30% efficiency. So a second workshop, yes, is great, but for what I'm trying to accomplish, this one is going to do just fine initially. Oh. So we have completed our cooldown for child shelters. What I want to do is I now want them, if they're going to be in a shelter, let's have them become apprentices in medicine.
A new law has passed.
Children will learn medicine in the shelters. Wonderful. Good for the kids to learn. You notice everybody seemed happy about that. Child shelter, heating level of 2. It's a big building. I think my housing, I'm going to extend housing out in this direction. So even though this has a heating level of 2, well, we could extend out just a bit. Sun's rising. Turn that off so that we can conserve. Now, what is going to happen is this building is going to start collecting. As you see, it's not only collecting the wood, it's collecting the steel. Our research is taking place. They are cooking. You see our number of rations going up. Everybody has something to do.